Good afternoon. It's been a while since I made a video, but usually, because for whatever reason this always happens, I always make a video before I get a new car or get rid of one. So if you can hear that noise, that's actually the secondary air injection system on this 2021 Jetta. And big surprise, this video is about my 2021 Jetta. I'm getting rid of it in a few days. So I figured I'd make a video. I don't know why, but a lot of people seem to, I guess, like my opinions that I make on these videos about cars. Some people tell me that, you know, like the stuff that I say is what a lot of people don't want to say, but I mean, it is what it is. I feel the way that I do. So without further ado, we're gonna do the 2021 Jetta. This is a base model S. I bought this car March 1st. With like 22 miles on it, and let's see, as of today, September 22nd, 15,229 miles. So I do drive a lot, and that's with being gone for 2 months at Navy boot camp. So I drive a lot, and I've spent a lot of time in this car, obviously, in the last, you know, what's it, 6 months? 6.5 months. I've put 15,500 miles on this car. So I spent some time with it, and I love it, honestly. The only reason I'm getting rid of it is because I sold my GX and I need another truck. So and because of the market right now, I've actually got more than what I paid for the car as a trade-in, so I'm cool with that. So I'm just gonna go over, like, I'm not gonna go into specs and everything like that. There's plenty of information sheets out there that you can read. But basically, I'm just gonna go over my opinions of the car. And to be honest with you, I speak highly of this car for many reasons. But just as a specification breakdown, I got the base model S. It's the only option it has is the I think it's called driver assistance, and I don't have the window sticker with me, but it's like, I think it's either free or like $9.95, so one or the other. Yeah, it's the blind spot monitor, forward and rear collision assist, or whatever. And the only reason I got it is because I wanted the heated mirrors. I don't even care about the blind spot and all that stuff. So the forward collision assist in this car, I don't know if you ever used a car with one. It's actually really good. It saved me a couple of times. One time I was coming up on a merge, and there was a guy riding a bicycle, like, and it was like a wall, and then the merge, and the guy literally just pulled right out and didn't even, I mean, he didn't pay attention to anything, and he came out from around the wall, and I was probably going, you know, 60 or something like that, and the car beeped at me, and then it slammed on the brakes, and obviously it didn't hit the guy, so that's a good thing. And the rear one is really cool. So when it's in reverse and a car passes by, what'll happen is it'll beep at you, and even if it's in the peripheral, like down, you know, further down, even halfway down the road, it'll beep at you, and then what it'll do is if you continue rolling, it'll lock up the e-brake, which is an electronic parking brake, and it'll lock it up so that the car can't move. And it's actually, one time I was backing out of a driveway, like with a bunch of bushes on the side, and it literally locked up the e-brake as a car was just flying by. Like, in the camera, you can see to the sides, there's no cars. So I'm backing out slowly, and then the car just locked it up because it was literally somebody probably going 60 in the neighborhood or whatever. So it's got some driver aids without being too intrusive. It doesn't have the steering assist, so it won't, like, keep you in the lane. And it also doesn't have radar cruise, which my wife's new Atlas does, which I actually really like, now that I figured out how to use it. Like I said in the 2018 Atlas video that I made, I'll link all the stuff here. This car is really well equipped for a base model car. I think window sticker is $21,525 or something like that, Msrp. And I believe I paid, it was like one of those online deals, I paid like $17,849 or some crap like that. I paid, you know, this is a brand new car for, you know, $18,000, 17 something. So really not upset with what you get for this car. It has CarPlay and it has a screen, and it has, you know, the heated mirrors and automatic headlights, LEDs inside and out. I mean, you know, LED headlights, LED taillights, all the LEDs. Yeah, and it's honestly a great car for the money. One of my favorite things about this car, okay, is just the drive line. Like, and I know it's weird to say because it's a base model car. This is the 1.5 turbo, or 1.4 turbo. This is the 1.4 turbo. It's slow and, you know, boring. It has no, from an enthusiast standpoint, it sucks. But we're not doing any manual shifting or anything stupid like that. Like I said, it's not a fast car. It really does pull pretty strong for being just a basic beater 1.4 turbo. I'm very happy with this car. Transmission shifts good. Makes a lot of noise, and there is like this weird, almost like dead spot when you kind of get into third gear. But driving down the road, I get the screen on the dash will tell me, I've seen it over 50 miles per gallon before, but the realistic, like, hand calculated average is usually around 45 or 46. I can get 600 miles to a tank, and I think the tank is like, I really don't even know, 13, 14, 15 gallons, something like that. It's great on fuel, and surprisingly peppy. This car's not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but it's quick. Like, it has all the power it needs. I'll say that. It's never, like, I've never been in this car and be like, man, I wish this car had like an extra 300 horsepower. It's fine. I don't know the exact number. If I had to guess, it's like, you know, 160 horsepower or something like that, maybe 165. I've never once, like I said, wished that it was faster, you know, from like a necessity standpoint. Like, everybody wants their car to be quicker, but, you know, I've never needed it to be any faster than it is. And also, one of my favorite things about newer Volkswagens in general is the 8-speed automatic is wonderful. It's a great transmission. It's not Volkswagen's transmission. It's Japanese. I believe it's the ACEN unit that's originally made by Toyota Lexus. I could be wrong, but even on the window sticker it says the transmission comes out of Japan. I believe it's the ACEN unit. It's a great transmission and everything. I mean, I think Dodge uses it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the 8-speed transmissions are all the ACEN units out of Japan, other than like the BMW ZFs. Wonderful transmissions, and, you know, like, it shifts when you need it to. It'll, you know, if you're in sport mode, you're going down like because I've had it to the mountains a couple times, you know, you're going down a mountain or something, it will actually, you know, it'll hold the gear, it'll downshift instead of you having to slam on the brakes, you know, going around a turn. It's just a really good transmission. The software is good, it shifts great. No complaints, no complaints at all. I almost bought the manual, the 6-speed manual version of this car, and I ended up paying, you know, an extra, was it $900 for the automatic, and I'm thankful that I did because I love it. As far as comfort and quiet and all that stuff, you could probably hear it. I'm not sure how the sound is on this thing, but I have a roof rack on for my bike, which, you know, you'll see. And so you'll hear the wind from that because I don't have a fairing on it. But without that, this car is silent on the road. Suspension is soft, but it's firm enough that you can, you know, take a decent corner without having to slow down or slam on your brakes, like if you were in a minivan or something like that. It has that sporty agility or agile type feeling that you would expect from, you know, most Volkswagens these days. For what you get, and for somebody who drives a lot, this is as good as it gets. I understand the appeal of Toyotas and Hondas, but personally, as a Honda fan of the past, I strongly believe that Honda has lost its way, and they've lost their passion in their vehicles. And there's nothing really passionate about the Volkswagen Jetta base model. I understand that, but it's a bit sterile. But from a utilitarian standpoint, I would much rather be in this than a Corolla or a Civic. The trunk is massive. The seats fold down. I've had my bike, my mountain bike, before I got the rack, in the trunk with the seats down, and I was still able to fold one of the seats up to put my kid in it. It's just, I can't say anything bad about this car, really at all. I mean, I know it's only been 6 months with the car, but like I said, I've spent a lot of time in this car, 15,000 miles worth of time in this car, with this car, driving this car. So I feel like I'm a little bit more, in tune with what the car is than some people who are just reviewing it, based off of a manufacturer's loaner or something like that. But for the most part, I can't say anything bad about the car. I do wish that, and this is just me, and I think I said this in my Volkswagen Golf video that I had last year. I had a TDI Golf. I really wish that Volkswagen would make these things all-wheel drive. If this car was all-wheel drive, I probably wouldn't even get rid of it. Other than that, no complaints about this car. I've really loved owning this car. It's been short, but that's just kind of how I am. If anybody is here that watches my stuff often, you kind of see that already. I am getting a new truck. The GX is gone. Crazy story. I'll make a completely separate video about all that soon. I pick up the new truck next week. It's not new, it's used, but I pick up the new edition next week, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm not looking forward to getting rid of this car, but I am looking forward to getting out of the car payment for it, because just as an example, I paid 17 or whatever, 18 something, after tax, everything is probably like 20,000, and they're giving me more than that on a trade-in, which is cool. Like, I'm not trying to make money on it. It's not about that, and I'm not making money. I'm kind of breaking even. But the thing that does it for me is, in a year, if this market recovers, this car is going to be worth, especially with this mileage, this car is going to be worth $12,000, and I'll still owe $16,000 on it, and I'm not okay with that kind of negative equity in something that I would intend to get rid of. So at this point, this is the right move for me. I do foresee myself, because of where I live, I live so far from everything. I'm not going to be driving the truck everywhere. I will probably end up picking up another Mark 6 Golf or GTI. And I'll stick to what I said in my Golf video too. I really think the Mark 6 era, 2010, 2015 Volkswagens were some of the best. Let me know what you think if you have the same car. I'm interested to know if anybody else likes these things. I feel like everybody that I know personally, kind of looks at me weird because I really like Volkswagens for being Volkswagen. And then I post a video and it gets 15,000 views, and I'm like, okay, obviously somebody else likes it. So yeah, just let me know how you feel. I think that, like I said, it's kind of sterile, it's kind of boring, but in a way, I wouldn't have any other vehicle for just riding down the road.